He is weaving a plan in your life. It is not haphazard. He is sovereign. When Corrie ten Boom says, there is no pit so deep that he is not deeper still, it's because she's walked it and we hear it and it resounds in our hearts. But guess what? She's gone on to glory. Who's going to walk like that today? Are we going to walk through our fires in a way that brings glory to him? There is no pit so deep that he is not deeper still. I think that's his challenge to us. The fifth thing is this: Jesus is our great companion. No one walks alone. And you know what? That makes me laugh in my season of life because I don't get to do anything alone. At my house, I homeschool. Everybody's there all the time. I'm in the bathroom. The fingers are coming under the door. Mommy, what are you doing? It's just constant. After I had my last baby, my kids were kind of old enough and they really began to see how mom was doing, the weight gain. And my little David one night, because I'm always on a diet, I'm tucking them into bed and David said to me, Mama, you're doing so good on your diet. You used to be this big. And now you're this big. Thanks, bud. So I don't get to do really anything alone at my house. But you know how it can be sometimes in the midst of a lot of activity, you can feel so lonely. But we have an Emmanuel, God with us. Matthew 1:23, we think of this as a Christmas verse. Behold, the virgin shall be with child and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which means God with us. I love that. It is not just a Christmas verse. It is a verse that we should carry at the very core of our lives. Emmanuel, Jesus, our King, God with skin, God nailed to the wood, is with us as we walk through our lives. I did a little word study on what did he come to do. It says he's Emmanuel, he's with us, he came to be with us. What did he come to do? And just listen, I'm going to go through these fast. Matthew 9:13 says, I have come to call sinners to repentance. He is Emmanuel, God with us when we fail. Matthew 11:28-30, I have come to give you rest and to ease your yoke. He is Emmanuel, God with us when we are weary. Matthew 12:25-28 says, I have come to bring freedom. He is Emmanuel as we seek freedom from bondage. Matthew 18:11 says, I have come to seek and to save the lost. He is Emmanuel, God with us, even when we are yet seeking him. I love that. Mark 1:17 says, I have come to make you fishers of men. He is Emmanuel, God with us, as we share him with others. And that's a scary thing. I was in the Baptist church, so we did like that door-to-door witnessing thing. And you'd have to go with your trainer, and I'm the one standing behind the trainer going, please don't let him be home, please don't let him be home, please don't let him be home. I just hated that, I need Emmanuel, fishers of men. He's come to make us fishers of men. John 10:10 says, I have come that you might have life and life abundant. He is Emmanuel as we walk out each challenging day. Psalms 36:7 says, I am here to hide you in the shadow of my wings. He is Emmanuel, God with us when we feel assaulted. And the last one, I love this, Psalms 3:3, I am the glory and the lifter of your head. He is God with us when we feel unworthy or ashamed. Emmanuel, there is no circumstance we will encounter where we will ever walk through it alone. Daniel chapter 3, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, the fourth man of the fire, Emmanuel. God with us. Number 6, Jesus is our great protector. He's our great protector. Listen to this passage, Psalms 18, verses 1-3. I love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God, my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised, and I am saved from my enemies. I love that passage. And I'm kind of a visual person. When I read that passage, this is what I see. It says, I love thee, O Lord, my rock. And so I just get this image of me standing firm on the rock that is Jesus. And then it goes on and it says, not only is he our rock, he says, I love you, O Lord, my fortress. So not only is Jesus, the Son of the living God, the foundation that I'm standing on, this fortress all of a sudden is surrounding me on all sides, and that too is Jesus. Then it doesn't just stop there. It says, I love thee, O Lord, my strength, my rock, my fortress, my deliverer. And I look out the window of this fortress, and on the battlefield, in the middle of whatever battle is raging in my life, I see a warrior, the Son of the living God, fighting on my behalf. And it doesn't even stop there, because then it says, my shield. So ladies, when we go through a fire, oh my goodness, he is under us. He is surrounding us. He is out there fighting on our behalf, and he is close to the very tender places of our heart. He is our great protector. And the seventh thing that I love about him, and there's so many, but we're going to stop here. Jesus is our great provider. He's our great provider. Do you ever feel like you don't have enough? Do you ever just get that feeling like whatever situation you're in, you just don't have enough? You're stretched in a million directions. I know one time I did a crazy thing, and I scheduled to speak at 3 retreats 6 weeks, like within a 6-week period. Now, mind you, 5 kids, homeschool, business that I help with, and then 3 retreats, boom, boom, boom. So that was kind of crazy in the beginning. But then I had just had my baby. Anna was in the crib, still in our bedroom. And right in the midst of this, all my kids got pink eye and bronchitis. So for like 5 nights in a row prior to this retreat, I mean, the kids are just like, you know, and then they're gagging on it. So you're cleaning up throw up. And it was just like tag team all night long, you know, mom, you know. And the crib's there, and, you know, then that wakes up the baby, and then it's 6 o'clock, and she's ready to be fed with her bottle. And I am just like, it's 5 nights in a row of just, no, and I'm 42. I'm old. I'm not like some young chick, you know, so I'm laying there and just, and I would get up in the morning. And then, you know, of course, somehow you're trying to educate these children, anybody who's feeling good enough to do something, you know, let's watch Barney. But so I'm laying on the bed, and I'm thinking, you know how it is when you got little kids? It's a 14-hour day. You know, at 6 o'clock, it's going to be at least 7, if not 8 or 9. I have hyper children. Sometimes it's 9 before they. So I'm laying there in bed. Now, I've been up, you know, for 5 nights, and the tears are just rolling. Have you ever had these moments? They're just rolling and hitting the pillow. And I'm thinking, I have nothing. I have nothing. I have 15 hours ahead of me with 5 children. I have nothing. You ever, I mean, I know maybe your situation's a little different, but you get the picture. It's just that hopeless, empty feeling. But we have a God who's our great provider. Matthew 14:19, it says, then he, Jesus, commanded the multitudes to sit on the grass. He took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. He looked up to heaven. He blessed and he broke and he gave the loaves to the disciples, and the disciples fed the multitudes. The same Jesus that did that is the same Jesus that will take our little tiny bit of nothing, and he can break it and bless it and multiply it to feed the multitude in our life each day, whatever that is in your life. And I love that. And you know what? Here's the thing. It's really not about the thing that you put in his hand. It's all about the hands of the one that you place it in. It's all about the hands of the one. So you know what? Meager as it is, he asks us one question. Will you give me your lunch? Give me your lunch. Just give me your lunch. And you know, so I'm laying in bed going, okay, here's my lunch, you know. I got this much energy. I've got this much creativity. 0. You know, and here's my lunch, though. I have no patience. And Lord, could you somehow take this and multiply it and bless it to feed this little multitude that I'm going to be with today? And now I'm going to tell you, I didn't just hop out of the bed, woo, we're going to, you know, woo. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. But there was this thing in me it was just okay. And I can honestly tell you that every time that I've had those situations and I've given it to him, there's been sweet moments with my children. Because I might be tired on the couch and I just pull them in close and we just do movie day. But it's accomplished something sweet as a family. We can trust him. So he's just asking you this one thing, ladies. Can I have your lunch? Meager as it is, I will bless it. I will multiply it.